I know you've been voicing great concern about the middle class, the cost of college, climate change, and yet there are two issues that are entirely missing from your campaign website, and those are issues of national security and foreign policy. Don't you feel these are issues the president should be very concerned about?
Absolutely, Martha. And we will, in all fairness, we've only been in this race for 3.5 months, and we've been focusing quite correctly, as you've indicated, on the economy, on the collapse of the American middle class, on massive income and wealth inequality. But you're absolutely right. Foreign policy is a huge issue. Let me just say a word or two about that. And we are going to spend more time on that. You are looking at a senator and a former congressman. And as a congressman, I voted against the war in Iraq, which I think will go down in history as one of the worst foreign policy blunders that we have ever seen, leading to the enormous destabilization of that region right now. But the issue of foreign policy, how we bring the world together, our allies together, not do it alone, to take on ISIS, to deal with the other threats and problems around the world.
Senator Sanders, you brought up the Iraq War.
I promise you will address it.
You also voted against the first Gulf War in 1991 when Saddam Hussein had invaded Kuwait. You did not support air attacks after chemical attacks in Syria. You did support the initial invasion into Afghanistan. So can you tell me what your criteria is for the use of force?
Yes, good question, a fair question. Look, I think historically, in too many instances, the United States has gone to war often unilaterally when we should not have. I think my vote against the first war in the Gulf region was the right vote. I think we could have gotten Saddam Hussein out of Kuwait in a way that did not require a war. And I think certainly my vote against the war in Iraq will go down.
Even though he had invaded Kuwait?
I know, but the point was you had the whole world against him, Martha. Do we need to go to war in every instance, or can we bring pressure of sanctions and international pressure to resolve these conflicts? Look, I am supporting President Obama's effort to make certain that Iran does not get a nuclear weapon. But I get very nervous about my Republican friends who keep implying that the only way we could do that is through another war. War is the last resort, not the first resort. So you are looking at a guy. Yeah, there are times when you have to use force. No question about it. But that should be the last resort.
And is that only when we're attacked? Is that only when we're attacked? Because if you look at your record, you supported the invasion into Afghanistan after we were attacked. Is that the only time you would support it?
No, not at all. Not at all. I think using our military is an option, obviously, that we will always have under certain circumstances. But it is the last option. And I applaud the president for trying to make certain that we stop Iran from getting a nuclear weapon, but we do it in a way that does not require war. The second point that I would make is the United States cannot do it alone. In the Middle East, Saudi Arabia has the third largest military budget in the entire world. They're going to have to get in and take on ISIS, as well as other countries in that region. The United States should be supportive. We should be working with other countries. But the United States cannot always be the only country involved in these wars.
Let me go back to